Okay, so I really enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun to do. You can see I'm starting to sort out these first shapes, that 30-second gesture. Make sure that all the movement is working, and that was something I really wanted to do on this one. I knew I wanted to do a ninja frog, but I looked around for a bit and wanted to have kind of a very fun actiony pose. You know, a lot of the drawings that I do, they're just kind of standing there, which is fine, and you're going to need that if you're building a model out of it, or if you're designing this character. But for this one, I wanted a bit more movement. I wanted a bit more going on there. So I looked around for some different poses, and this is kind of what I came up with. I really wanted to accentuate the frog's legs. Like I wanted these really long legs. They're twice as long as the arms. The body is really short, but these big, long legs. That was the shape I was really going for there. And then just to play around with it. You can see the face starting to come together here, and I had a lot of fun with this as well. As I'm drawing it, I'm just kind of going back to my childhood. I grew up in a great time. You know, Thundercats was around, Ninja Turtles was around. There was a game called Battletoads, and there was just cool stuff going on then, and I really enjoyed it. Especially, you can see a lot of Ninja Turtle influence on this one. I was kind of debating about, should I do the mask that kind of goes over the eyes? Should I do it that goes over the mouth and leaves the eyes? But I wanted these eyes kind of up on top of his head, and decided to do kind of the Ninja Turtle thing going on there. So he has a Ninja Turtle mask going on, which just tickles me to no end. Really loved the Ninja Turtles growing up. It was a great time. It was a great time to be alive. We just don't do things like that anymore. So going in here and just detailing out various pieces and things. Now that I have the big shapes going on, I want to get some of these little ninja details going on. The wrapping around the sword, the hilt on the sword. I want to go and make sure he's got a nice scowl. The clothing should kind of wrap around a bit. I want, wraps and belts and ties and things like that to offset some things and just kind of have some fun with that whole ninja look. I wasn't sure at the beginning. Maybe he just had legs. He's a frog, so he doesn't need to be wearing pants. But I decided he was wearing pants. So he has some folds going on there. He has some knee pads. I was thinking about giving him sleeves as well, but decided that I liked that shape of the shoulder kind of coming up off of that gi, I don't even know what that's called, that shirt thing that he has on. So going to start going in here now that I've got those shaded folds in there. And a lot of times I'll do kind of the dark spots on the folds first, so that when I go in and give it that slight bit of color, I don't erase or draw over what had already been there. So trying to set this off, wanted I guess they'd be green parts of him, even though they're just white there, but the skin parts of him to kind of pop off versus the textured parts of the clothing that he has on. So going in with different things and just bouncing all over the place, making sure, something will come into my head. Oh, I want to do a bit of detail here. Oh, let's put a little bit of detail there. And then there are also times in these that, sometimes you put something off because it almost scares you a little bit. And I'm looking at the swords here, and it's not that I'm scared of the swords, but it's just a long, straight line, or fairly straight. And so sometimes, it's like that's, man, if I mess that up, if I, something jerks out of line. So you kind of leave sometimes those things that are kind of scaring you a bit, maybe. Turned out okay in the end. I decided to have some of that Rambo tie stuff. He's tied that thing around his eyes. I wanted something else to just kind of break up the shape there. But really going in, making sure the face is nice and dark, the whites of his eyes versus everything else going on there, that's going to be really important. That's where the eye is going to rest. And there he is. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching today's drawing. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment at the bottom if there's something specific you want to see drawn, and maybe it'll make it into a future video.